What's up?
Hey everyone,
How you doing?
Anthony Coviello.
Brandon.
There you go. Fuck my name up.
I did it on purpose.
Yeah, right.
So
You had to get me back.
I know. It was the best we started a video too. We didn't come off
As jerks.
as too like, what are we doing here to
Exactly.
record? So we have a topic.
We do have a topic.
Yes.
All right, so I get asked this question a lot. People are always asking me, what's going to happen to my music collection when I die? Do you ever think about that?
I do.
I think about it. I mean, it was one of those things I didn't really give it much thought. I used to be kind of snarky about it and be like, oh, I'm going to be buried with it. I'm taking it with me when I go. And then I got asked the question so many times, I thought, what really will happen to my collection?
I don't want to be buried with it.
Okay.
Because it's too much weight. It's too much weight now, and
Right.
it's too much weight then. And when I die, I'm supposed to become weightless.
You're supposed to shed everything.
Yes.
You don't need anything to go to the next plane. For all we know, we can just hear the music in our head.
Yeah, we're gonna have endless amounts of music.
Right.
Hey, Jim, what's up, man?
Going on
Jim, what's going to happen to your music collection when you die?
this year, it might be it.
This year, like, you might sell your collection?
Oh yeah, it's no, I'll enjoy it for a little longer.
So you
That's-
think you'll sell it before you pass instead of?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna burden my kids with
With
it.
it.
All right.
Yeah. Well, right now, Anthony and I, neither of us have any kids, so we're certainly not leaving it to family members necessarily. I mean, I don't know. Maybe does your sister want it?
No, at this point in
Yeah.
my life, I'm sitting. My first thing is I don't care. The same thing Mitchell said.
Yeah.
I whatever, man. It's somebody else's.
Really?
Probably.
You gotta see, I guess I'm thinking about it where it would be a thing that either I wanted to go to, like you. Let's say I pass tomorrow. I want you to get it. Now, whether you chose to hang on to any of it or bring it into the store would be
I'd
up
probably
to you.
end up just.
And it would be fine. But
I'd
the
probably
point
end up
is-
having to buy your house also,
Yeah.
and then just not move it.
Right, because where would it all go?
Yeah.
12,000 CDs.
So I
Right.
might as well just move in.
Right.
Do you have an extra room for my records?
Yeah. There's a guest room in there.
There's the record room.
That's the record room.
And then we have the CD room.
The only reason I didn't turn that into a CD room is I actually want like people in my family to come stay with me.
I don't want
and I
anybody to
didn't.
come stay with
I
me.
didn't think it would be fair to make them live in the record room.
I've got a king size bed, so usually when people come stay with me, there's like 3 people in the bed.
Right? Well, hey,
wild.
That's good.
Yeah. Is it?
Well, as long as it's not your family.
What's up, man? Yeah, I don't know if it's good anymore.
Right?
Fucking wild. Are we getting rid of these?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
We got today. There's some good stuff in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Winter's been. All right, so there's some more CDs to add to the collection.
Yeah.
It just keeps growing and growing.
Got one of these back there?
No, last one.
So, yeah, so I mean, my thought is I don't just want nothing to happen to it. So, in the case of if I died tomorrow, I have no will, so it wouldn't go anywhere, technically. Now, if my mom had it, what is she going to do with it? Right? And
Throw it out.
probably
Not on purpose.
Not on purpose, not for any reason other
It's
than
a
she
lot
doesn't
of
know what it
weight.
is. Yeah. So, and it's not like there's museums or quote libraries to go to, right?
There's guys that have libraries for it to go to.
That's right. But if those people aren't lined up in advance, you know, and then
Yeah.
let's say I live to be 98, right? And everyone I know, you've passed on, everyone else, this store doesn't exist anymore. Like, where does it go? I don't want it to just go to a dump. I don't want someone to be carrying it around and going into stores and, oh, I get a nickel a piece for it kind of a thing. I would rather it go to somebody who's going to enjoy it.
100%.
But I just don't want to do it before I die. I want to keep it all the way until I die. I'm not ready to part with it.
I'm not. I'm always ready to part with it.
Yeah?
Yeah, as the years are progressing, you know, I'm like,
Do you
I
think
don't
you-
want to part with it, but
Mhm. Do you
my
think you
collection is
will?
now liquid, where I'm
Yeah, but
okay
you-
with
You've
because
got
so many
like
things
8
are
to
coming
10
in, and then
Yeah,
so
but
many
you've
things
got
are
like-
going out. What's up, brother? Where the hell you been?
Different route.
Like
Yeah.
permanently?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I took a much better route, man.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah. No,
Anything without Anthony's on is
no,
a better route, right?
Anthony's fine. It's,
So, you're talking about yours being fluid. Now, when you're saying it's being fluid, I know you've got multiple editions of things because you've got different pressings and whatnot. Does that help make it more fluid?
Yeah,
Meaning,
it's
because you're not
definitely
getting
makes it
rid
more
of
fluid.
all of your Pearl Jam 10. You might get rid of one of them because you found a better copy or something. That kind of fluidity.
That yeah. So maybe it's not as fluid as I think.
Right. Feels good to be able to say it's fluid and think that you could just part with it. I'll say this though. I've thought a lot about this. People are always like, oh, you should have insurance on your collection. You never know what's going to happen. I know you do. But I'm like, to be honest, if my place burned down and I lost my whole collection, I'd be sad. Absolutely. But I don't think it would really bother me as much. I would just start over.
I would start over with the insurance money.
Yeah, that's
which
true.
is why
Yeah.
I have it insured.
Right. I understand.
I have
that.
no problem starting over. Sometimes I
Right.
think about selling it all
Yeah.
and starting over.
I just look at what the cost of carrying the insurance is.
It's not bad. I pay $500 a year, $600 a year.
Yeah.
I'm covered
It's
for
like
probably
a month's worth of music for me.
yeah, but I'm covered for I think $200,000.
Yeah. Yeah, mine would need to be. I looked into it to cover mine for about $350,000, and I just didn't like the numbers.
Go to Collectibles Insurance. Talk
Okay.
to those guys. That's who I
Okay.
use. I should up it from 2, but
Yeah.
I think I didn't up it from 2 because it's the extra money.
Yeah. Right.
Whatever.
So about how many vinyl
How
records?
many records do I own?
Yeah.
Over 5,000.
5,000. Okay. And I was thinking about this too the other day, where a record is, if you put 4 of them together, they might be a little bit more than a CD thickness. But if you take 4 CDs and you stack them to the 12-inch size of a record, so really records and CDs are about the same size. They take up about the same amount of space.
Sort of.
Records are taller but thinner, and they're deeper. And CDs are shorter, smaller but thicker.
Yeah, I
You know?
prefer I mean, you without a record, you have
Yeah.
6 extra or 5.5 extra inches.
Right.
So imagine taking that off my wall space.
Right. Yeah. Right.
How much bigger the room would look.
True. But then, like in my case, where it's like, okay, so I'm tighter to the wall, but I have to take up more wall space because I can't just put another row in front of
6
it.
in one, half
Yeah,
dozen in the other.
exactly.
But back to when we die, I don't.
Yeah.
Whatever, man. I want the stuff to go to somebody who's going to want it, somebody who's going
Right.
to love it and appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want it to go to somebody who's going to make a mint off it. And
Well,
thank
well,
goodness
that-
I own a store.
I was going to say that too. I don't want somebody who's just going to sell the collection.
Exactly. Well, put it in the store
Mm-hmm.
and give the money to my nieces.
Well, that would be great. So, I mean, I don't know if you've thought about that or want to talk about it, but have you thought about, in terms of the store, will you eventually sell the store, or would you rather pass it along to somebody?
Nobody's going to want this.
No, you don't
No.
think? You think by that time?
Maybe Stephanie's daughter. Maybe Sammy would
Yeah,
want it.
that's
and
kinda
then we
where
can
I'm
give
think-
it to Sammy.
right.
That's the only thing I can think
Yeah.
of. But other than that, nah, man. I'll fucking die here.
Because I'd rather my collection, like I said, I don't have any kids right now at least, but it's like, I'd rather them go to a niece or a nephew or something like that, or a family friend, that's like having family, start like that.
Yeah.
Then again, to just a random music person. But
There's certain people that if I died tomorrow,
Uh-huh.
I'd want. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't think of them off the top. Dave would get my Black Sabbath
right.
records.
But you've not put
Artie would get my Nirvana
a
records.
will or anything together that would stipulate that when somebody
You know,
comes in to
'cause
divvy up your place.
You have to think about your mortality.
I
I
know.
feel bad for Steph because Steph
well, she
has to
kids,
deal with
though,
all that
and I
shit.
get that. Yeah.
When I die, it's Steph and my sister that got to eat it. So, and
Right.
it's
Because I thought about that
because I'm
too.
dead. I don't care.
Yeah. But having to put together a will that says this portion of a collection goes to this one, it goes to that one. I kind of just want, like, you 5 guys show up at my house and divvied up yourselves.
Deal with it.
Right?
Not my problem.
Yeah.
Light it on light it on fire. It's a sad way to see it go, but I mean,
Well, that could be cool too. Sort of like
it's
the
just
Viking funeral man.
Put my body in the middle,
Yeah.
burn it.
Now, if that were to happen, that would be pretty cool. Do a Viking burial with all of your music burning.
That'd be cool.
And you being cremated in the middle of it.
I mean, it is tough. It's a tough thing to think about. But I think my end result is whatever.
Right? I don't know.
I used to care.
Right.
I used to have such a passion about
Mhm.
what happens when I die, but I'm so busy giving a shit about living that I don't give a shit what happens when I die.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I don't want to take 30 seconds to stop and say, well,
Right.
what's going to happen when I'm not here anymore? No.
Right.
What's happening now that I am here?
Mhm.
And I don't want anything to cloud those thoughts. So
Yeah.
I guess, sorry, Steph.
You're gonna leave it to
Fuck.
her to figure it out. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, so it's that idea is just, there's the what should happen to the collection, what do you want to happen to the collection, but what would really happen to it. And it's like, I'd love it to go to a good home. I'd love it to go to someone that loves music or that's going to just enjoy it, that's not going to turn around and sell it. But what will really happen to it? It'll probably get bought for nickels and dimes, you know, somewhere and
Somebody will still end up loving
Someone
it.
will-
Somewhere down, even if somebody
Yeah.
has to overpay for it or underpay for it.
yeah,
Most of what we have will end up going
to someone else.
somebody who's going to say, "Oh, thank God, I've been looking for this. I'm so happy to have this."
That's true.
That's cool.
That is cool. Yeah, I guess you're right. Either way, it's still going to end up in another home.
Yeah.
Unless we do the Viking burial.
You know, I'm almost partial to the Viking burial. at this
I'm
point in time.
totally on that one right now. That way I don't have to be buried with it.
I feel bad for the people that have to carry the hundreds of boxes of records to an open space.
Yeah, right.
And I feel bad for the guy that's got to drop the match on my corpse and all of those
and
records.
run.
Yeah.
Right? Would you put your guitars in it?
No. Those guitars need to...
Those have to...
That's...
Yeah.
There are things that, you know...
And you don't want to be buried with one of your guitars?
No, hell no.
Okay. Just nothing?
No. The guitars need to go to people who are going to use them.
Okay.
Yeah. I love them things very much.
Right.
You know, so I want them to move on.
I hope that... I mean, I've given this a little thought in that I would like the collection to go to a favorite record store.
That
if nothing
would be
else,
the coolest.
Just here's 12,000 CDs for you to sell. No purchasing it, no paying anyone in my family for it. It just goes to the store.
Donate it to Sound Exchange.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
To keep the store going, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I like that idea. And
See you in a little bit,
it's-
Mitchell.
It's like what you said. And if it did go to Sound Exchange and somebody like you, where a collection like that came in, you've talk about this, where it's like if you get a good deal on something, you like to pass those savings.
Yeah, I would
on
just
to people.
pay. That would be every CD is $5.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of it being like, oh, I'm going to throw this up.
There's
on
$100
Discogs or-
Japanese pressing.
Right.
And Sound Exchange would be $5. Maybe I'd put it to 10.
Yeah.
But
you know, maybe a little bit. But the point is that you would pass along.
Yeah.
You know, sort of the savings in it, and yet at the same time, it would be going to a good home. It would be helping to keep the store afloat.
that's where I'd want my shit to go. Like I
Yeah.
want my first press of Nevermind.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want somebody having to pay $2,000 for it. I'd rather have it in the store for $500.
Yeah.
And somebody comes in and goes, "Holy shit! I can't believe I'm getting this for this price instead of having to pay $2,000."
Yeah.
But then you're also going to get the poacher that's going to come in and be like, "Yo, Ant's dead. His shit's in the store.
I'm gonna buy
Let's
it."
go." They're going to walk in. They're going to buy it and they make $1,500 on it. That's
Yeah.
what I don't want to happen.
True. I mean, it's like the guy that gave me the bulk of his Guns N' Roses collection.
Yeah.
And now I don't know why he's doing it so young, because I think he's only in his mid-50s or so. It's not like he's got a terminal disease or anything of that nature. But he decided it was time for it to go to a home where someone was going to love it.
Exactly.
And I like that. I like that thought about music. We spend our lives collecting it and loving it and enjoying it, and it should continue that. It should go on in that manner.
Exactly.
In some
For as
way.
long as it can.
Yeah.
Just like we live.
Right.
We're going to live for as long as we can, and then we're gone.
Right.
That's also why this is an interesting topic, because the last year I've really come into, but it's just a piece of something that will eventually go away.
Yeah.
So I'm going to hold on to it, but I'm not going to base my life upon
Right.
it.
And we don't, quote,
The
own the
physical.
music. I mean, yes, we own the physical copy, but I mean, that song,
That
that
music's
piece,
always going to be there for us.
it's always there, right. And it's always out there for
You
everyone.
can always rebuy it.
You can. There's so many ways to get a hold of those things now. And I have gone out and rebought things that I had when
All
I
the
was
time.
younger and gotten rid of it. So far, I don't think I've ever bought anything twice. I've never bought it, gotten rid of it, bought it back, got rid of it again, and bought it a third time. Thank
No,
God.
I mean, I don't think I
Yeah,
have
but I
either.
have bought things back where later on I changed my mind. And
I love that. I love
Yeah.
doing that. I put stuff.
I don't mind doing that.
I trade the store all the time.
Right.
This is not for me right now.
That's right.
It might never be for me again. See ya.
Right. And then in 10 years, it's like,
Wow.
that really hits you, and
Can't
you're
believe I
like,
traded that.
yeah, let me get that. Let me
Yeah.
add it back to the collection.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
And that's part of the liquidity. Is that a word?
Liquidity?
Can
Yeah.
somebody help us with that? Is it liquidity a word?
I don't know, but let's make it a word.
That
The
helps with the liquidity
of it.
because I don't like saying liquidness.
No.
I don't like adding ness to the end of
Ness.
anything. It's too much.
Liquidness. Liquidity sounds
Liquidity.
Cool. Sounds eloquent.
Right?
You sound smart.
I'm not very smart.
Today you are.
Today I'm fucking brilliant.
Yeah, right. So there you go, guys. I mean, I think there's a lot to be said for how we think about the collections and how we envision what will happen to them thereafter, and that idea that we say it all the time, don't be a dick. And I think that if music has really taught me anything, it's go with the flow. It's being open. It's accepting things the way that they are. It's just positive vibes in general.
Positive vibes. Heavy
Yeah.
vibes, guys.
And I want to pass those positive vibes on. I want someone who gets the same kind of love and excitement out of it that I do later on down the road. So, all right, guys, you leave your comments and thoughts. Let us know. Maybe you've got some master plan as to what you're doing with your collection, where you see it going. If any of you are about ready to pass on, feel free to let us know. We got a great music store here in Sound Exchange, and you got a guy, a music collector here that would love to continue to build his collection. Aside from that morbid note, I hope you guys have a great day.
Don't die.
Yeah, well, yeah, there you go. I mean, bottom line is don't die.
Stay cool.
And don't get rid of your collections and continue to enjoy them. But as we heard at the beginning when Jim walked in, he's thinking about maybe starting to part with some of it. You're saying your collection's liquidity.
My collection is liquid.
Liquid.
There is a liquidity to my collection.
I don't want to get rid of a single thing in mine, but I'm now starting to say, wow, if other people think that way, maybe there should be big trading going on amongst it.
That'd be great instead
Yeah.
of paying all these crazy prices.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Take care, have a good one, and we'll see you next time for the Sound
Thank you.
Exchange sessions.
See you later.